Bagheera is a black panther who is a fictional character in Rudyard Kipling's Mowgli stories in the Jungle Book and the Second Jungle Book. The word Bagh means tiger in Hindi. Everybody knew Bagheera, and nobody dared to cross his path. For he was as cunning as Tabaqui, as bold as the wild buffalo, and as reckless as the wounded elephant. But he had a voice as soft as wild honey dripping from a tree, and a skin softer than down. Character history: born in captivity in the menagerie of the Raja of Udaipur, India, Bagheera begins to plan for his freedom after his mother dies. Once he is mature and strong enough, he breaks the lock on his cage and escapes into the jungle, where his ferocity and cunning win him the respect of all its other inhabitants, except Shere Khan the tiger. Bagheera reveals all this to Mowgli later. None but Mowgli ever learned that Bagheera once wore a collar and chain, explaining the cat's special insight concerning men. When Father Wolf and Mother Wolf of the Seoni wolf pack adopt the human cub Mowgli and the pack demands that the new cub should be spoken for, Bagheera buys Mowgli's life with a freshly killed bull and helps to raise him as one of the pack. Because his life has been bought by a bull, Mowgli is forbidden to eat cattle. Bagheera shares in many of Mowgli's adventures as he grows, but eventually the time comes when the man-cub becomes a man and has to return to human society. Bagheera frees Mowgli of his debt to the wolfpack by killing another bull, and Mowgli returns to his adopted human mother Mesua. Bagheera is one of Mowgli's mentors and best friends. He, Baloo and Coll sing for Mowgli the outsong of the jungle. Media portrayals: in film, in the animated Soviet version, Adventures of Mowgli, Bagheera is portrayed as female. This may be related to the fact that the Russian word for panther is a feminine noun, and a name ending with A is considered to be a female name in the Russian language. An episode shows she has 3 cubs, 1 black and 2 yellow with rosette patterns. Bagheera is portrayed as friendly, loyal, trustworthy, protective and cunning, yet somewhat tricky. In Disney's adaptation, Bagheera the panther is, as in the book, male, and voiced by Sebastian Cabot in English. The panther is portrayed as a clever, serious and responsible character, quite similar to the Bagheera in the novel, except that in the novel, Bagheera spoiled Mowgli more. In the film, it is Bagheera and not the wolves who first finds Mowgli, a young village child, and he is the one who takes him back to the village. During the movie, Bagheera often argues with Baloo, for he knows that as long as Shere Khan is in the jungle is not safe for Mowgli despite all of Baloo's attempts to protect him. Bagheera is also the narrator of the movie's story. Bagheera is also one of the major characters left out of the Tailspin series, which used several Jungle Book characters. However, many of Shere Khan's employees and military personnel are Black Panthers very similar in appearance to Bagheera. In the prequel cartoon series, he is often made fun of by his friends, especially the bully Shere Khan. He is also called Baggy. Like Shere Khan, he too has a British accent in the 1967 film, but has an American accent in the series. In the second film, he reappears as the serious Bagheera. He, with the help of Colonel Hathis' troops, tries to prevent Baloo from reaching the Man village. When the villagers try to find Mowgli, he suspects that Baloo has brought him back. Baloo hides Mowgli from Shere Khan, making Bagheera believe that he is not with him. After Khan is trapped, Mowgli meets him again and Mowgli introduces Bagheera to Shanti, the girl who's Mowgli's best friend at the village. Near the end of the film, Mowgli's younger adoptive brother Ranjan is shown playing with Bagheera's tail. At first Bagheera is scared, but later enjoys playing with him, while Mowgli, Shanti and Baloo sing the reprise of the bare necessities. In some Disney comics drawn in Italy, Bagheera is depicted as a female non-anthropomorphic animal movie star, loosely based on her animated movie appearance. Originally all black, she has white body parts. She enjoys signing autographs for her fans and eating pistachio-flavored pet food, being vegetarian. In the song Bagheera by Blues Traveler, he is depicted with blood-stained fur drinking at the bar, counseling a young man cub about his choice to live as man or as a free creature. He remembers when he was in the midst of his decision to live with the world of man or to return to the jungle and be free. The line says, "Some say if you could have seen him then, You would have noticed a tear fall from his majestic eye. In the comic book series Fables, Bagheera appears as one of the characters living in exile on the farm in upstate New York. He participates in the farm uprising and, along with the other Kipling fables, he assists Goldilocks in tracking down Reynard the fox. Bagheera actually succeeds in tracking down Reynard, though the fox manages to escape from him. It is implied that Bagheera's primary motivation for capturing the fox is to show up Shere Khan after Khan arrogantly rejects Bagheera's offer of help. After the uprising is defeated, a remorseful Bagheera agrees to imprisonment rather than forced labor. However, as he reveals to Mowgli, he has the memory of urinating on the deceased Shere Khan's grave to amuse himself. In the 1998 film The Jungle Book, Mowgli's story, Bagheera is portrayed as a female, voiced by Eartha Kitt. A Swedish play version of The Jungle Book spoofed the confusion of Bagheera's sex in the media by portraying him as a transvestite. Ben Kingsley will be voicing the character in the 2015 film, while Christian Bale was cast to voice the character in Warner Bros.' The Jungle Book, Origins. Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book. In the 1994 live-action movie, Bagheera serves a jungle animal friend to Mowgli and his pet wolf, Grey Brother. After Mowgli and Grey Brother are separated from civilization, Bagheera finds them the next day. Hearing Shere Khan's roar from a distance, Bagheera signals with his tail to Mowgli to grab onto it so as to lead him out of harm's way. It takes a while until Bagheera finally brings Mowgli and Grey Brother to a pack of grey Indian wolves. Seeing as the child is young, friendly, helpless, harmless, and kind to a cub of their species, the wolves accept them as members of the pack, much to Bagheera's delight. Years later, Bagheera is seen most of the time spending time on a tree not doing much and sometimes running with a fully grown Mowgli, Grey Brother, a new friend named Baloo the brown bear, who is saved as a cub by Mowgli on the day Mowgli is accepted into the pack, and the wolf pack. A few days later, after Mowgli has learned the ways of men and re-entered civilization thanks to Catherine Kitty Pridon and Dr. Julius Plumford, Bagheera is seen being caressed and introduced to Kitty by Mowgli along with all the rest of Mowgli's jungle animal friends. Bagheera and the other animals watch as Kitty teaches Mowgli some dancing lessons, much to their amusement. In a later tussle against soldiers working for Captain Boone, Baloo is shot and left for dead. Bagheera is then seen running with Mowgli and the wolf pack to locate Dr. Julius Plumford to save Baloo's life, only to find that the doctor has already left with Kitty and her father, Colonel Geoffrey Bridon, to bring Catherine to the ship to England. Mowgli goes out and follows them with the wolves and Bagheera behind. After saving Dr. Plumford from death, Bagheera is seen charging along with the wolf pack against Indian bandits. Dr. Plumford is then taken by Mowgli to save Baloo's life. After Mowgli is captured by evil British soldier Sir Euro Boone, Lieutenant Wilkins, and Sergeant Harley Euro, and the remaining Indian bandits Euro Buldeo and Tabaqui Euro, Bagheera is seen with the wolves keeping an eye on Mowgli, his friends, and enemies while staring at Boone and Wilkins mostly. When Wilkins asks himself why Bagheera is staring at them, Mowgli replies, "Because to him, you are food." A reply is hinted afterwards when Bagheera sticks out his tongue to show his hunger for them. The next morning, Bagheera is seen biting through the ropes tying Mowgli to a tree, thus allowing him to escape, and then later on, to rescue the left-out injured Colonel Bridon from death. In the final scene, after Boone's defeat, Bagheera is seen crossing a bridge with Kitty and a triumphant Mowgli while reuniting with the British Army sent out by Colonel Bridon, who is successfully cured from his injuries by Dr. Plumford, to find them. Voices of Bagheera: Sebastian Cabot, Dana Delany, Arthur Grosser, Kenneth Mars, Bob Jones, Jim Cummings, Elizabeth Daly and D. Bradley Baker, Eartha Kitt, Ben Kingsley, Christian Bale. See also Bagheera Kipling E. Usa Bagheera, SP 963. References: Ben Kingsley to voice Bagheera in Disney's The Jungle Book. Deadline: June 25, 2014. Retrieved June 25, 2014. External links: media related to Bagheera at Wikimedia Commons.